Hey there guys, welcome back for another episode of Mortal Realms Monday magazine review. This week we are taking a look at issue 61 of the Mortal Realms magazine, and with this we get some Sigmarite altar and bridges. So obviously these are the bridges here. This piece here makes up the altar, and then we have two fire sconces with pillars. Right, and as this has a, it does have a little bit more of a Egyptian-y kind of feel to it, so I'll probably paint it up in either similar colours to this or a little bit of a sort of a sandstone-y colour. And the video for that, obviously, you can check out up in the corner there. But it will be the step piece we'll be doing with the dial on the top there. So yeah, do go and check that out. Right, then for the issue we've got the Sigmarite altar and bridges, a map of the Great Part in Akshi, and Battle in the Realm of Fire. We do get another fold out, so see if we can get this on camera very close. So this is the map for Akshi, the Realm of Fire. Obviously we've got some places of interest, the floating city of Batar, which is all the way up this way. You've got the steel spike, so this fortified magic citadel stands watch over the polychromatic sea. And then we've got the Vastagi Mont, right up the top here, Hammerhal Aksha here, and Shakrik's Folly over the side here. And then we've got obviously a bit of information on the strongholds here, so Hollow Heart, Tempest Eye and Anvil Guard, and then the Blazing Crusade. Alright, so let's take a look at the issue. Alright, now this is what I was on about with the bridges. Now as you can see, they're designed as bridges. My only gripe is I know we don't get this big piece. We've got the smaller piece, but I don't know about this piece. I really do hope we get this at least so that we can use these bridges. Otherwise they're going to be pretty useless. They're just going to be slabs on the floor. So hopefully we do get the vaults. I know that we will be getting the two dogs at some point, and obviously the other bits of terrain here we've already got. But yeah, I hope that we get something that we can put at least one bridge across to. Because we're not getting both, we're not going to be able to utilise both bridges there. But we could always chop one up, crumble it a bit and make it look like a broken bridge. We'll have to see what happens towards, you know, in upcoming issues. So the Dominion of Sigmar. The greatest treasures and most dangerous creatures of the mortal realms are hidden in storm vaults. These arcane prisons were forged in the Age of Myth by Sigmar himself and sealed for years, invisible and forgotten, until now. So we have the relics of the Cloister of Ashes. So legends tell of vast storm vaults across every one of the mortal realms. One such storm vault is the Cloister of Ashes, a huge repository of arcane knowledge and forbidden horrors found in Akshi. So obviously it's got a few things here that are stored within it. We've got the Scourge and the Ember Serpent. Then we've got the four princes, ancient fire sages that serve the God King. And then there's molten rivers. So the Storm Vault is surrounded by searing rivers known as the canals of the Great Maker. So literally lava rivers. And then we've got the realms of Akshi. Akshi is a vast burning realm. It was here that Sigmar first lit the fires of hope by striking back at chaos. The realm has since become a vital foothold for his armies, though they are still threatened on all sides by chaos warlords, Orruk clans and other mighty terrors. So we obviously got a little bit on the people of Akshi here, some cosmology, the Algoraxi. Long ago, the realm of fire was dominated by a proud and cruel empire of mages known as the Agloraxi. They built an incredible They built incredible works of magical engineering, enormous machines and weapons capable of annihilating empires. The Agloaxi are long dead, but their greatest works remain. And then obviously we've got a little bit of info here on some of their greatest works. So we've got a little bit more for Chaos here, for beasts. So we've got the Thunderscorn. Thunderscorn are huge beasts of chaos that resemble ogres fused with dragons. They are vengeful creatures who have worshipped chaos longer than any other being in the mortal realms. I do like the look of this one, very sort of beast looking. Exiles from Azir, and then dragon ogres and dragon ogre shoggoths. The realms. Glimsforge, city of 10,000 tombs. Glimsforge was built by settlers from Azir during the Age of Sigmar and is a symbol of hope in the otherwise grim realm of Shyish. Since its founding, it has bravely resisted conquest by vampiric lords, hosts of spirits and other unholy inhabitants of the realm of death. With some pretty cool terrain pieces along the back here. I would love to make up some boards like that. Unfortunately, like so many of you, I'm assuming we just don't have the space for it. But yeah, it would be nice to make up scenic pieces. Maybe one day. So, Heroes of Glimsforge. Ancient allies, Nagash. So we've got Gnosis, Heavenson, and Malandrek. Alright, so we've got how to build the Stormvault, Altar, and Sigmarite bridges. Going to be super easy for these, so I'll just fly through this a bit quick. Obviously we've got two braziers here and the Stormvault itself, 4 sides and a top, so nice and easy. I'm assuming we can do the 4 sides, put the top in. If not, glue the top to 1 and then put the other 3 sides in. Obviously it is glue fit, but do dry fit it to find out what would happen best. You don't want to glue it all together and then find that the top is meant to be inset a little bit, but I'm assuming it does go on top. Looking at this section here, it would clip on and make up this piece there, because obviously the back side of it is flat. Then we've got how to paint them. Obviously I'll be doing it in a sort of a sandy stone kind of colour, and then something similar on the top to this with the gold inlay and stuff. The braziers I'm going to be doing different. I want them a bit more magical looking rather than sort of the old school fire. But like I said, go and check out the video in the corner there on how I'm painting these up. Right, so we got here a little bit more on the core rules. So triumphs. Triumphs reward you for victory in battle by giving you powerful single-use abilities. Using the rules for triumphs in your game gives you an extra incentive to fight for victory. When used as part of a series of games, they help build a narrative for you and your opponent. Obviously, similar to what we've been doing with doing a series of games throughout the collection. And I'm guessing that from this point onwards, it is going to be pretty much a case of just playing straight up games, picking units from what it tells you. So then we've got Triumphs tutorial. So we've got Inspired, Bloodthirsty and Indomitable. And then the battle is the Embers of War. So obviously we've got the 2 army lists here that we can choose from. These are the heroes, so we're going back to the heroes and using pre-made lists. So we've got the River of Fire. Actually is a dangerous place filled with elemental fire that is deadly to even hardened warriors. These rules allow you to represent dangers of this realm with your new battle mat that we don't get yet. Next issue, guys. So this is issue 60. With issue 61 is when we get the battle mat, because of the cock up that they did by forgetting to place it in. So we've got 2 zones, and obviously that's explained here. We've got this area of damage that flows around zone 2, separating the 2 zones, and then bridges. So there you go. So that's how we're going to use the bridges, is literally bridges across the 2 zones, and then we've got an open area here which is also counting as a bridge. So we are using the single mat, obviously the fire side of it, but we won't be able to do anything with this until next issue. At the time of releasing this, all of you guys should already have the issues, with exception to if you are in Australia and I believe Germany, and whatever countries in Europe. But if you're in the UK, you already have the issues. Those in Europe that are getting it, you're going to be closer to here, and then Australia, you've got quite a while yet. Hopefully they'll be able to get the battle mat in the right issue for you guys. I'm assuming they'll use a separate distribution and whatever over there, so hopefully they'll get the battle mats right for you, and you'll be able to play as soon as this issue is out. But for anybody in the UK that is like me, not quite got the issues yet, or just got the issues, then yeah, you'll have issue 61 with the battle mat, and then you can come back and play. Then we get some objective markers here for use in the game. Obviously this game uses 2 objectives, and the army lists, we get 5 choices from the Nighthaunt hero list and 5 choices from the Stormcast heroes list. So it's a heroic battle, and again, if it's got a star, it counts as 2 choices. So obviously the Stormcast Eternals, you've got 2 that can count as 2 choices, and for the Nighthaunt it's just Reichner that will count as 2 choices. So it's going to be a little bit more of a close combat kind of battle, similar to Kill Team for 40k. I cannot remember what it's called for Age of Sigmar for Warhammer, but yeah, it's going to be similar to that, where you've got individual units can move around, or individual models can move around as single units, with a little bit more strategy at play. Anyway, moving on. Next issue, issue 62, we get the pack of skulls again, and like I said, would have been much better with some of the ghosty guys. I can never remember the name of them, but yeah, some of those, the chain rasps, I remember the name, there we go. So yeah, I would have preferred chain rasps with next issue, but we get more skulls. Then issue 63, we get Judicators. Now, I'm not sure how many of these we get in the collection. I do believe it is only the 5, and they do have an alternate setup to them. Obviously, if you're following the issues and you want to use them as these for the battles, then you're going to have to set them up as that. If you're able to get more copies, then obviously grab a couple of issues. You can then make 2 squads of 5, squad of 10, or you can do one of these and one as the alternate setup. So obviously that's entirely up to you how you guys are setting them up. I may be wrong, we may end up with 10 of them, but from what I can remember of the original poster image, there's only 5 of these guys. So yeah, that brings us to the end of today's episode. So as always guys, thank you ever so much for joining me. Your support is always appreciated. If you're new to the channel and have subscribed, then thank you ever so much for your support. And if you're not yet subscribed but would like to, hit that subscribe button down there, hit that like button to get the video up on YouTube's algorithm. The more likes I can get, the better noticed I am, and it helps the channel grow. And with that said, until next time guys, take it easy and keep painting those minis.